Welcome back to Full Circle with Mikali. A very good morning to you. How you doing? It's Wednesday. It's the 1st of September. It's a new month and I'm happy to be here. I hope you are as well and you've been learning throughout the show. Now we're getting into a very interesting conversation. Please let us know where you're tuned in from. 111-444-111. That is our SMS line. Switch TV KE on Instagram. Switch TV Kenya on Facebook. It is time for Relationship Circle. Don't you think it would be easier if we got a list of what men needed in a relationship and what women needed? If that, like there was a manual. Unapatia kwa kitabu hivi, unaenda unafungua unasoma. So when you're walking into a relationship, you know this is expected. But oh well, life doesn't happen that way. And having this conversation with us this morning is Odada Okello. I hope I say that right.
Yep, you got it right.
Karibu sana.
Asante sana.
This is a very interesting conversation that we're about to have. But before we get into it, kindly introduce yourself to the people with all the titles, even the one that you just told me about today.
Well, my name is Odada Okello. Many of you probably know me as Mr. Wild Kenya back in 2002 to 2007. Apart from that, I am... By God's grace, I'm an apostle. I am the senior pastor of Agape Ministries International. We are on Westlands Road, number 24. Apart from that, by default, as being an pastor and leading a congregation, I am a marriage counselor, relationship coach. Besides that, I have so many other caps. I train models. I used to be a model. Right now, I'm a role model. Let me say that. I coach models. I am a farmer. I am a dad. I am married to one wife. Sina mwingine ushago.
Just to be clear.
Yes. And let me add that I am married to a woman, and it's very important to specify she was born a woman.
Oh my God! See the things, the world we're living in today.
Yes,
but,
so it's very important to specify that I've been married for 18 years now.
Oh wow!
Yes, my firstborn daughter is 17. Wow! And my second one is 19.
Oh my goodness!
And
you age well. We're not gonna get into your age at this point.
I am quite young by the way. That's the reason why I usually say if you're going to have somebody speak about something, they have to be something that they excel in. A leader need to know the way, go the way before they show the way. All right, so it's very important because I am doing quite fine in relationship. I can say the people that are my peers, when we started the dating game back in 2000, when we were only in our 20s, I have maintained the same woman for the 18 years.
Oh wow!
So
we're talking about the needs of men and women in relationships. You'd better have a manual. Is there a manual? Umetandikia kakitabu hivi kako na bullet points tunabeba hivi kama Mwakenya when we're getting into relationships?
Not quite. You know, some of these things you learn as you go along.
That's true.
As you cancel this and you cancel that. You know, you can't say you're totally or fully a counselor or an expert when it comes to relationships because every case is different.
That's true.
But when you listen to this one and you listen to the other one, you sort of come up with a manual. And with the word of God backing it, you can say if it works for me, it can work for somebody else.
Okay.
Yes. Okay. So there is no quite bit of manual, but I think I know the needs of a man because I am a man, and also I know a need of a woman because I'm in a relationship with one.
Yes, that is true for a while. For a long while.
Yes.
Maybe we can talk about what when we say needs.
Yes.
What exactly are we talking about? Is it just the physical needs? Are we talking about spiritual needs? Are we talking about, what are those needs? What do we need?
When you talk about needs, let me put it like this. Quite a number of women are frustrated when they get into a relationship because they don't know what makes the heart of this man tick. Because there are things that men need, but they don't spell it out. They want you to know for yourself. Like, for example, let me say, most of the women actually think men need sex. But as much as men need sex, it's not number one in their priority. So in my many years of counseling, I can say I have come to understand that men need respect. Let me say number one need for a man is respect.
Okay.
You see, men actually go into politics so that they can be called the honorable one, Mheshimiwa, the respected one. So men seems to esteem titles and positions higher than anything else. I've seen men, let's not even out of the relationship, you'll find a tiny bit of a man removing his blazer and coats and telling another man to taishimiana.
Yes.
Because that's what a man needs most. When a woman who's discerning and you wants to get a relationship, you will understand that when you tell a man, I love you, the actually chord that he wants to be unraveled is I respect you. So respect is not only practice, it's also you're supposed to speak it out. If you are in a domain with any man,
yes,
like say your boss and he's a man, and you start your conversation with all due respect, sir, hiyo kesi imeisha tu hapo palimanza. Or if you say I respect you,
yes,
then there's no man who can actually ignore that. So if you want to get a man in a place whereby sort of unam control, deal na respect. Tell him, sir, I respect you.
So we are misguided to think that all these other things can, but the way to a man's heart is the stomach. If you're feeding him and not respecting him, then even your food is not.
It is important. Food can be introduced, but first of all, respect the man. Respect the man. That is
number one.
You will see a man leave a relationship because he does not feel honored in that relationship. He does not feel respected in that relationship. So he will leave. And he will not tell you straight up, see, Shimiwi, I don't feel respected. He feels like you're not carrying him up in esteem. And that's the reason why when they see women look up to other people in stronger relationship, in stronger positions, and the man's ego goes down. Yes. So women look up to men in positions also. If you study women, the way they behave, when a woman enter a car, he wants to speak to the driver, the person in charge. If he enter a company, he wants to speak to the CEO. So women have a way of respecting men with the positions also. So men also will go for places of positions. So don't nag a man. Don't lecture a man.
What does that mean, really?
You see,
I was like, at what point are we not lecturing?
Let me put it this way. Let me put it this
Okay,
way. Let me put it this way.
Uh-huh.
One way of disrespecting a man
is
lecturing him or nagging him. Women tend to speak or accuse rather than express their feelings.
So that's the difference.
If you can change the word you with I. Let me give you an example.
Okay.
If you have a problem with a man and you say you talk to him like you never home early, you never do that, you never do that. A man take it as a disrespect. Because you're not respecting him when you're lecturing him.
But I'm telling you the truth. You do not come home in good time.
You see, now the communication doesn't work like that. That's why I'm telling you, change the you with I.
Okay, let's replace it.
I will appreciate if you help me pay the bills.
Oh my God, wait.
I'll appreciate if you come home early. How can I submit to you and you're never at home? You see, when you put them the man now start listening to you. But when you come out blazing, you will know any boss doesn't want to be lectured. It doesn't matter. He doesn't want to be lectured. He doesn't want to be told. But if you express those things on the other side, like, Mheshimiwas and respected ones are solution providers.
Okay.
So they don't want to tell you to tell them what they're not doing. They want you to tell them and put it in a way that, boss, I know you will solve this thing. So respect them even in your speech. I'd appreciate if you take the children this weekend out. Instead of
hata wapelekangi out.
Ukimwambia hivyo tayari, he puts a wall. Tayari anaweka wall, and there is not going to be communication. And when he feels disrespected, you're cut off.
Okay.
You're cut off completely.
Hizi ndio maukweli zenye tutakaki kusikia.
Hizo ndio maukweli amtakaki kusikia. But if you change the pronoun you with I, with any man, you'll have your way. You'll always have your way.
Are they considerate like that when they talk to us as well? And I know we're going to get to the woman bit in just... So I think before I get ahead of myself, guys, let me just focus on the man now for... So respect, and they don't like nagging, they don't like to be lectured, and how we ask or demand of things should be in a respectful way, in a respectful way, where we replace the you and I.
Exactly.
So it is true he comes late, but instead of saying you come late, you say, I would appreciate it if you came home early.
Yes. He will respond more positively to that than you accusing him. For a woman, express what you feel.
Yes.
Rather than accusing
him.
Yes.
Okay. Isn't your manual nilikuwa naitisha? Unaona uko nazo.
And number two need for a man is not even sex.
What is it?
It's information.
Okay.
When a man is not given information, they get confused and upset. What can I say? The thing is, a man is a solution provider.
Yes.
A woman is to make the home. Mm-hmm. The man leads the house. Mm-hmm. For any leader, they need information. And men think in a straight line. Mm-hmm. Women don't. One thing that really... Let me give you an example so that I can put this thing in perspective.
Okay.
A woman will say something like, we need to talk. And a man will say, about what? And then a woman will say, ama wacha tu, ama we'll talk later. You see, do not start a conversation with a man if you're not going to. It doesn't matter. A man will stop a car at the runway and tell me right now, because they cannot do two things at the same time. So when you're going to, I'd rather you comment about other things, but do not start a conversation that needs attention and then you cut it off.
Okay.
And that one throws a man off, and he feels like there is something that you're not telling me, and it causes him to think about negative things that when he speak back to you, go like, I was not even thinking in those ways, because, women think about stuff as they speak. Yes. So sometimes they get the solution while they're talking to you, but now you already engaged a man who feel like, I'm the one who has the answer. So men in that area, they're supposed to listen, but you see, for a woman, you already have thrown him off. Let me give you an example.
Okay.
My wife would say something. I would ask my ass something like, what are we having for supper? Mm-hmm. I'm thinking in straight line. I'm from work, I am hungry, and I'm thinking, what are we having for supper? And my wife will go, so I was going to the fish market. As I was leaving, I met with Mama Njeri. And then Mama Njeri took me to Tukanunue Managu. When we went to Managu, I'm telling you, I saw some really nice, fresh mangoes. I bought the mangoes. As we were going from the Managu, I told this woman to take me to the fish market. Nikapata masamaki zimeoza. Tukatoka hapo tukaenda sijui Bama. Tukabai nyama. Just tell me we are eating beef for supper. Don't go round and round and round in circle. You can actually start saying beef, and then it's not like the other part of the conversation is not important.
Yes.
Give the answer first. Settle the man, and then now give the story. Don't go in circles, because when you do that, a man becomes confused as a termite on a yo-yo. And when they're confused, they don't function. And when they don't function, they feel belittled.
Hey.
So give him information that he wants and do it ASAP, straight up.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So we're going to give information, we're going to be respectful, and we are going to address them in a certain way. That is what we are learning today. And ladies, do not feel like we're sidelining you because we're coming to you, right?
All right.
We're coming to you. But if you have any questions whatsoever when it comes to what a man needs and a woman needs, if you've been paying attention to this conversation, please send in your questions, your opinions, your comments. 111 That is our SMS line. And guess what? It's just gonna cost you a shilling to do that. We'd love to hear what you think about this conversation. Clearly you can see me, I've been thrown niko huku karibu na ingia chini ya kiti, but I'm gonna be here and wait to hear what the man needs to know about what a woman actually needs in a relationship after this break. Welcome back to Full Circle. We're talking about the needs of men and women in relationship, and we've already established some. This conversation went on during the break, and yeah, it is just one of those very interesting ones. And we've had 3, I think, for the men. 2 actually.
Yes.
I think moja nimeshaigawanisha mara mbili. The respect one.
Yeah.
We've had 2. Can we have 2 for the women? In
All right.
case time runs out, isikakue tulikuwa side moja.
For women is easy.
Is it?
It's very easy.
Oh God. Okay.
So let me just finish up with the men, and then we'll go straight up. I will just like summarize.
Okay. So we have about maybe 10 minutes.
10 minutes. Mm-hmm. The third need for a man is food.
Oh, that's where it comes in.
Yes.
Okay.
And sex is number 4.
Oh.
So if you do not respect a man, don't offer him food. When you offer man food, is a way of showing respect. Food is very big. They usually say a way to a man's heart is through a meal. And the truth is, no relationship starts without having a meal together. You can be like dating this guy, he's texting you back, but the day he'll say, let's sit down and have a coffee, food causes hearts to bond. After that meal, after that coffee, you can actually say, I am dating so and so. And many relationships are either on dinner tables or coffee tables, round table discussion of a cup of coffee and all that. So food is very important because food in itself is a covenant. Let me tell you, let me put it like this. Kwa tumekosana and you offer me food, even if we are strangers, that thing is over. That's the reason if you even go to the Bible, Jesus decided, you know what, before I leave, let's have a meal together. And actually, he lost disciple when he said, you have to eat my flesh and drink my blood. He was basically saying, and that's why we have communion. Communion is bonding us together with one another. So once you eat food with a man, you've prepared for him a meal. You must. It's not a must you prepare. Even if it's prepared by your husband, make sure you're the one who serves it. When you serve it, a man thinks differently. Because I've been in a counseling where a man complains, my wife does not cook food for me. I said, you married a princess. Why do you want her to go to the kitchen and cook? Mm-hmm. But the man was like, I would appreciate it if she's the one who serves it. So you don't have to cook it, but make sure you present it. Because if you leave your house up to do that, then this man will develop a relationship with the house up. Because the house up is the one now that feeds him, and his heart bounds to the house help. So make sure the house help cooks, you serve. And if he doesn't like, okay, not all wives know how to cook.
Yeah,
in our African culture, people like, oh, my wife, blah blah. But you see, we are living in an advanced society. Where
can they serve themselves? Yes, sometimes to a buffet.
Women go to work. The man go to work.
Yes.
But meet at home. Make sure the food is cooked. It's on the table. You serve the man, and then you eat together. And even families that have meals together are more bonded than families that just throw. Everybody goes to the kitchen. You'll find that everybody has a disconnect in that home. The child is not listening to the father or not listening to the mom. So food is very important. It's actually a covenant that gels and bonds your heart together. So every meal is important. And that's when man will appreciate sex. The reason why sex is really magnified, it's because men genitals are outside, so they respond so much faster to stimuli than women. But it does not mean that a man thinks of sex all the time. Where sex is involved without respect,
It's not
information, food, it's just mere copulation. A man will leave that house and go back to the woman that respects her.
Okay.
And even if you're married to this man in charge, and the side dish respects him, takes his coat off and tell him, what would you love to be served, sir? He will find your husband passes by there before he comes home to see your children, because you na yake iliisha.
Well, today we're getting it like it is. Looks like tunapatiwa tu hivi. Okay, so those are the top
Yes.
4.
Yeah.
Okay, in order of
Priority, yes.
Okay, let's just get to the woman. Let's get there. Let's get there.
All right, I'm going to mention 4.
For the woman as well, I'm glad they're equal.
They're equal.
Okay, cool.
The number 1 need for a woman is love.
Okay.
Number 2 need for a woman is love. Number 3 need for a woman is love.
Wait, what?
And number 4 need for a woman is love.
Okay.
If you love a woman, she'll open up like a flower. She'll blossom right in front of your face. So women is easy. Any man that wants a woman to respond to him positively.
I was waiting. I was like, okay, number 1, number 2. I was like, I need to know what is this thing. So it is the one thing.
Women need to be loved. Doesn't matter the age, whether they're 2-year-old, 5-year-old, 9-year-old, or 46-year-old, they need to be loved. And all that's what a woman requires, to be loved. My daughter will come to my room after she's dressed up. We're going to church and she's looking all lovely. She will just stand right there in front of me. She will not say nothing until I say, hey, Tamara, hey, mommy, you look good. And she will open up and she will that small compliment.
Yes.
And leave. Same with my wife. Immediately she's out of the salon. Everybody who has told her something doesn't really matter until the time I will say, hey, honey, your hair looks really nice. Ata kind of cow do, because they need that affirmation.
Yes.
And it's not only supposed to be short; it's also supposed to be said.
Okay.
Shower your woman with compliments publicly. Don't wait until you're hiding in some bedroom and tell her I love you. No. Let people know that you love her right in front of everyone. Say, honey, I love you. In front of everyone. It affirms her and make her bold in that position. And when your man loves a woman, she naturally submits. You don't have to fight for her to submit. She will submit. That's why the Bible says, and you men love your wives as Christ loved the church, and you women submit to your husband, your own husband. The problem we have nowadays, women want to submit to their bosses, but it's to your own man, not your boss. If the man, if you submit to your boss and don't submit to your husband, you get it wrong. That's where the war will start. But if you submit to your own husband, then submitting to God and submitting to a man of God becomes easier. But if you don't submit to, that's what we have in our society. Women who have submitted to the men of God and to their bosses, but they have not submitted at home. That's where the problem is, and most probably is because they don't feel loved at home. You see, your boss will keep on standing and say, "Oh, Mikwali, you did really well. That job, you handled it the way." The man at home does not speak, does not affirm her, does not see anything nice, and that's why relationship break. A woman will swim to the side where she's being appreciated and complimented.
So it's a subconscious reaction to love.
You see,
submission is a subconscious reaction.
There's a word in the Bible that says, and the need of a woman will be a man. In other words, if a man has it right in that relationship, the woman will be free and relaxed. If the man does not have it right, the woman will scatter. She'll always be looking for that man that affirms her. And that's why people don't usually go far. Unajua, the guy that brings you milk that usually say, "Sister nice, loving you will have probably fathered one of your kids. Because women will go to that man, hata kama ni watchman, who recognize her dress, who recognize her efforts, who recognize her beauty. You do not tell her you're fat. You also change the way you talk to her. Say, honey, you've put on some weight. Can we hit the gym? So mwambie na siku hizi umenaona unakula sana.
Hata hiyo nguo inakufinya.
Hata hiyo nguo inakufinya. That way, when you're busy telling her that, somebody is telling her, you don't need to go to the gym. You can rearrange those pounds and, do something and get.
Umezita rearrange.
Yes.
Rearrange the pounds. I have a question here for you.
Yes.
A couple actually. Mukali, good conversation, very informative on relationship. Kindly ask for me. When we're told, when women are told men need respect, loyalty, kindness, good food from a woman. But when you give them this, they start getting bored and start chasing women who are not respectful, they're dramatic. Why is it that? I am Fatma from Kabete. Unapata kuna bibi mzuri, anaenda kanisa, ako kwa guild, anakupikia, anakuserve.
You see,
alafu kidogo, when we find out who your mpango is, she's crazy, dramatic, short, rasta, tattoos. Fatma, ni Fatma, si mimi. Wakabete.
Let me put it this way. When you find such a situation, you need to go back to the drawing board.
Okay.
And find out what really happened.
Okay.
Because when a man starts straying like that, it's probably he's keeping the wrong company. He's having watching, because visual things, watching the wrong movies. Nowadays, if you go to Netflix, they're all there. And all these things are introduced to them. And so they follow after fantasies. But trust me, a man will go wherever he will go. He will come back to that wife. And that's what actually we advise is, we always advise side dishes. He will never leave his wife for you. He will always come back to that nice, homely, because of the kind of background he comes from. So that one with the tattoos all over is the hype. Na your hype wagenaisha. Trust me, you by just studying our society, you'll see those ones. We know a couple of them.
Okay.
I will not mention names.
Let's not do it.
But you will know they never settle anywhere. You will know they have dated so and so and so and so. But those men usually just leave them and go back to the one who looks like a wife. Because at the end of the day, in the future, you want to go to functions, you want to go to weddings, you will not carry a tattooed woman all over the face.
Tattoos is simbaya, just so we know.
Yes,
it was just for this particular example that I put across. Kuna mtu anasema, hello Mwix and our guest.
Yes, hello.
I'm Angie from Kikuyu. Enyewe, I agree with our guest. Hawa wanaume aki, hawapendi kuambiwa you. Niulizie guest, how to address my bae to buy for me a gift on my birthday next week. Odada, all the best. This is your camera. Please help her. Angie Wakikuyu.
You want your husband to buy your gift.
Yes.
You need to suggest politely the things that you like. You when you're walking around with him, you point it out to them. Or sometimes even send a picture. My wife actually does that. Send a picture and say, these shoes are really nice. And you're not supposed to do it immediately when you're closing, when your birthday is up close and near. Unafaa kujipanga like a month. Women love gifts. And those ones that live, you communicate, because men love information. Don't keep quiet, because a man will definitely bring you something. And women don't like surprises. They want a car, but they have to hint that car way before that time comes. So my wife actually goes to the internet and download those pics and send me, and say, what do you think of these shoes with that dress that you bought me? And now I know.
Now
if
you
that
know.
shoes is not there. So
Yeah.
the next time, it's been subtly put in my head. And because I offer solutions and I want everybody in my family
To be
happy, I will make sure that the next paycheck that I get, that shoes in the budget.
Bas.
Yeah.
So suggest.
Usikasema ninunulie kiatu. Hata ninunuliagi kiatu jirani ananunulia kama viatu
Angalia hata venye Jose
alimbaia mpaka gari.
surprise. Okay,
no.
sawa, don't do that. We have about 2 minutes, so I'm going to try and it's a minute. Okay, sorry. I'm married to a man that I love so much. Sometimes he treats me vile sipendi. Actually, most of all the time. Almost all the time. But I do everything possible to please him. Does that mean he's got a different way of showing love or what?
There are so many ways a man responds to stimuli when they are stressed. You see, a man who is stressed, because a man knows that he's supposed to provide for his home. When he's stressed, give him some time.
Yes.
But if you're respecting him, keep on respecting him. If you're feeding him, keep on feeding him. If you're giving him information, keep on giving him information. He will come around. But we always have our ups and downs.
Okay.
So there's a time that, especially when the need is bigger than me, watoto wamefunga shule wiki moja, you're needed with 100,000 and they're going back next week. You cannot figure out. So at that time, you've already given that information that this is needed. So leave him to think it through. Once he handled it, he will come back to his real self.
Okay.
Yeah.
Akimdewi tumeisha.
No
Loving
problem.
and enjoying the show. The counselor is on point. 11 years married and I can relate. Thank you so much for the advice. Atupatie phone number that so that we can keep learning. How can people get in touch with you? I think that's basically the question.
Awesome. We have our ministry line number, which is 0733-733-756611.
And we'll say it again.
0733-756611.
Okay.
You can always reach us on that line.
Okay.
Yes.
And social media?
Social media, Odada Okelo, Instagram, Agape Ministries International is our handle on Facebook.
Okay.
We have another one called Mentoring, Modeling 360. Mentoring by Odado Kelo, and then my page is just Odado Kelo.
Okay.
I do so many things, so you have to be specific at what you're looking for.
Tafuta ile ministry and then uanzie hapo. Okay.
Exactly.
Thank you so much for coming onto the show.
Yes.
We are going to take a very quick break, and we'll have, of course, Decaplo Fitness coming up after the break.
Awesome.